bitch.
What up, man?
That was an aggressive bitch. I want to apologize. We're off there to a great start. Welcome to our podcast. Hi, my name is Nicole.
And I'm Alyssa.
And welcome to our podcast. Amen. But emphasis on the but. We are so excited and we're very nervous. But we have been talking about doing this podcast for like over a year, right? Like over a year or so.
Yeah, whose original idea was it? Can't
I
recall
mean,
who said it would be a great idea.
it definitely was you who definitely
Mm-hmm.
said it would be a good idea. Um,
And
but
somebody
honest,
tried gaslighting me that it was their idea.
that's crazy. Who would do that? Who gaslights? What a terrible person. But we honestly, Alyssa brought it up over a year ago about we should just do a podcast because like we honestly like we talk every week for like 2 hours plus about just like the most randomish shit, like from A to Z, B to D, all the way to Buck 2. And last week we were on a call and I was like, we need to just do this. So we bought our equipment. Our mics are fresh off of Amazon. Like we bought all this stuff, found a platform to record this, and we're here. And we are so excited to talk about a plethora of things, right, Alyssa?
Mm-hmm.
Talking about us, our queerness. Just get out the gate. We are both the biblical term homosexuals.
Yes.
Like we so if you do not like that or want to hear that, then this is not the pod for you.
Then get the fuck out of here.
Talking about that, just faith, where we are now with our faith, culture. Okay, talking about the culture here.
Mm-hmm.
All the things and all in betweens. And we're gonna share our opinions. And many of you probably won't like them. But that's okay. Because there's a podcast for you out there. Right?
Yeah, and honestly, we felt like we have such good ideas and we're so funny that keeping it to ourselves is really just selfish.
It
And
really
that's
is.
why we were like, we want to share our love for each other and for ourselves with the world.
Yes. I feel like Alyssa is probably one of the most genuine people that I've ever met in my entire life, and she's freaking hilarious. And so I know that she has like such like a heart, and I promise you, like the things that she will say will be probably a little bit ratchet. Okay, she'll go off the rails, but honestly, it's good shit, and she has hot takes. Okay, and so I'm honestly excited for the world to hear your voice, Alyssa. Like,
And I feel like we mellow each other out because my morals waver, but you're a good person. You really are. You are so kind. You give people the benefit of the doubt, and I don't. So I feel like eventually, if I do get canceled, you take the podcast and it's your own.
I am crying. I'll just replace you with somebody else. Like,
I should have put my name in our title. That's what I should have done. So you can't do
right?
that.
You should have immediately monetize this. Like, let's put this like trademark it. But for the first episode, like we're trying to like just like tell us a little bit about like ourselves, and it's kind of like how we became friends, how we know each other, and so I'll go first, unless you want to go first.
No, I want you to go first.
Oh God, so my name is Nicole Marie Stallworth.
Mm.
I am a singer, actor, not a
Whoa.
dancer. I'm sorry, I can't dance. It saved my life. The trifecta ends here. Um, I am a millennial. I will not say my age because I believe that numbers are a construct. You add and subtract, and you divide and multiply, and you'll just have to guess how old I am.
Mm, mm.
That was deep, right? That was deep. Um, I currently live in Orlando, Florida. I have a great job. I won't talk about my job because I have an NDA with them, so I'm just not gonna talk about it. But it's in tech, okay? Um, So in the faith aspect, whatever, I am an ex-minister. I was a minister. Okay. I paid my dues. I was minister for like 2 years consecutively, through the Assemblies of God, which is a denomination under Pentecostal. Like if you know that realm, that's my background. I grew up in church, for a majority of my life. Um, my sister was the one who really got me involved in church, because she went to a Bible college here in Florida, and one of her professors was like, "You should go to this church. They're great people, X, Y, and Z, and like da 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 da." And so me and my brothers went there. We served there faithfully for like 20 plus years. I think probably from like seventh grade all the way to I stopped going in 2020, and so that's a long ass time.
You're
Jesus
showing your
Christ.
age now.
I know. But again, we divide and multiply and we add and subtract.
Hmm.
And so my life has been such a like a drastic roller coaster, and I'm sure that we'll dive into that over the course of this podcast. But I really wanted to share that root of myself because like my faith is a kind of like a standing core value that I still have till this day. And in that. But I am black as you can see. I am adopted. I know. My mother is white and my father is black, so all my siblings are all biracial. And so it's always been a bit different navigating that of being the only quote they're all black, but they're all half and I am fully black. And so having a white mom that definitely have shaped who I am as a person and how I am to this day. Um and whatnot. But I am living my true self now. I came out around 2021 ish. I never officially came out, to be completely honest with you. I never had like a post that was like,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? I think I just lived my life. A little bit of who I am now. I am currently dating a beautiful, wonderful, charming, oh my God, human being named Kimberly. I've been with her for 3 years now.
Oh, we
She's love of
love
my
Kim.
we love Kim. Love of my life. And I am in a very, very happy place right now in my life. Like it took a lot to get here. Like this was a battle. And that's a little bit about myself. I mean, obviously there's so much more about me than is this the bullet points that I just like spewed out. But I wanted just to get you a little bit of a taste of who I am so you can like come back and tune in more. So so Alyssa, your turn.
Hello, my name's Alyssa Brianna Phiuela. Yes, don't laugh. That is my new last
I'm
name.
not laughing. It's like it's the first time that I've like heard you actually like say that like out loud. So that's
Yes,
awesome.
because legally it's not true, but I feel like I'm gonna start saying it and then we'll petition the court. But
Period. Period.
the
Period.
reason for all of this is because I recently just got married in October,
Ooh,
and
ooh.
I am married to a woman named Olivia. We've been
We love
together
her.
5 years, going on six in March. But we decided to combine our last names, so that's why the last name was like kind of shocking because I don't think I've ever introduced myself as that either.
You haven't. This is
So
something. This is that was the first time that you've ever introduced yourself like with the name that you guys created. So that's why I'm like, okay,
breaking news. Breaking news.
girl. Oh, look,
Um
the media.
but yeah, and I identify as queer. Um More so about sexuality than it is gender for me. I'm very comfortable in she, her. Those would be my pronouns. But I have a very specific taste, but also it doesn't matter gender to me, so it's more about femininity. So that's why I feel like queer is just where I vibe. Because I feel like pansexual, not to get too deep into it, but I feel like pansexual, they're like, as long as we vibe, it don't matter. And
True.
to me, I could vibe with anybody, but it matters, you
That
know?
is very true.
But and then my faith background, I was raised in the church, so I don't even know. I had to learn what life was like without Sunday church, Wednesday youth group. And we've been to a couple of different denominations, but the last one that I was in obviously was under Pentecostal Assemblies of God. Now, Nicole was a better student than me because although we interned together,
Oh,
I did not get my pastoral license. I didn't make it that far. Um, and that's okay. You know, some of us are not as studious. But so my father was a pastor. He has his pastoral license. And my mother has always been in corporate America. She never really dove into the church, which was fine. I mean, she would go to small groups and stuff like that. But my heritage background is my father is white Southern and my mother's Cuban. So, yes, I'm mixed. And yes, I'm a coconut. I am no sabo. I do not speak Spanish. But anyways, so Nicole and I have actually known each other. I was thinking about this the other day. I think we're going on 16 years.
oh my God.
On and
What
off.
year? What got true? What year did we meet each other? Do you know the year?
I
I was
was
thinking about
thinking
it.
I was thinking my age. I was thinking I was 16.
Okay.
Don't do the math. But
Remember, age is a number where you divide, add, and subtract and divide.
yeah, don't do the math on that. Like, that's fine. Don't think about it too hard. But we've known each other for like 16 years, which
Oh
I
my
feel like
gosh.
is crazy because who knows people that long when it's not your family?
That is very true. Like, I think beside my family, I think you're the person that I'm outside my immediate family. You're the person that I've known the longest, who have actually like talked to on a regular basis. Like obviously the people that you and like you know, but like you're like, oh, like I know them. I know them for 20 plus years, but like you're not in communication. You probably only see them through their like
Hmm.
social media accounts, and you like see a post here and there. But to actually have like a actual friendship with somebody that will last this long is definitely a rarity for sure. And I'm super blessed to have you in my life.
As am I. And then I was also trying to think of when we first met. Do you remember that?
I think I remember. I think it was like when I asked you to be in my human video.
Okay, but we knew each other. We knew of each other prior to that.
Yes, because I know like I guess like chapel and stuff. Like
Yes.
that is how I knew of you because of chapel.
Hmm. Yeah, so we really did. I don't feel like and I really don't remember the conversation of me joining your small human video, besides me being like, yeah, I got nothing better to do. And then you
Right.
telling me on the back end that you were like nervous or something.
Well, I think I was nervous because like okay, preface like you were popular in school. Like you were very well known. Like you were like part like your father was on pastoral staff there, you know, like so like it was like okay, like I have a pastor's kid in my human video. And those who don't know what human video is, so we get context to that, it's like a dramatic like pantomime art piece that our church did to to songs to demonstrate a story in the Bible. If that's a good that explain it well.
No, that's perfect. All I'm asking is I need to make sure I scour the internet that there's no more videos of me doing
There,
human video.
I'm going to find one, but I do remember that I was nervous because again, like you were a pastor's kid, and That's a lot of
Mm.
like pressure of like, okay, I gotta say and do the right thing. So like I was honestly afraid because like in that tier, like, okay, I'm her leader. Like her father is pop knows the Bible forward and backwards. So I gotta make sure that like I am on my P's and Q's. I think that's why I was nervous.
Oh, okay. And to me, I felt like I was like new to this whole farm thing. I'd only done it for not even a year because I was in that one large human video. And then the next year, that's when you asked me to be in your small. And that's why I was like kind of surprised because I knew of you. And to me, you were popular.
Oh.
Yeah, I felt like you and your brother were super popular and you guys were so kind because you would like bring in the outsiders and like really try to minister to like kids that didn't have people at home. So I thought you guys were cool because you were so funny too. Everybody would talk about how you and your brother are just so funny. And I was
Oh.
like, oh, okay. So I was more shocked that you even knew who I was. Like I knew of you because you had been there for so long.
Yeah.
So just a different perspective. I don't know if I've ever told you that.
No, you haven't. Obviously, I was well known because like, again, like I was a leader. Was a student, became leader. I was
Hmm.
heavily involved in fine arts. I even interned at the church that we attended together, and I got obviously was on staff, but as a as a crew member. So like people who like tear up and tear down like the church and stuff. Whatever. That's all that I did to get paid there. I never got paid to be a full time minister. But I feel like the transition of us becoming friends after our mutual friend, um, he was the one who kind of like brought us close together because like you and him went to school together and stuff and ever and got super close and he was like one of your first friends when you didn't move here, and so he's also in the human video that I led, and so after y'all had like graduated, we just like got close hanging out whatever, and it became like less student leader than like a friend to friend because then you then became a leader at
Hmm.
that church and stuff, whatever. And so at that point, we were on the same level. Like it wasn't
Hmm.
awkward that like you were my student. And I still to this day, I'm like, I never really considered you a student because like you were in my human video when you were like 16, 17, and only for 1 year. And the next year you graduated. And
Mm.
like, I'm only like 3 years older than you. So like the age gap is not that bad. So what?
I feel like people can put the numbers together now.
Listen, I think it's so funny how I'm like, don't like sharing my age. I think I'm ashamed of it. I just think it's funny because everyone thinks that I'm like 25. And I don't lie about that.
Because you look youthful. You act youthful. You are
Yes.
youthful.
The skin. We're going off the rails here.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
we're back. We're back.
we're back. But that's how we became friends. And
Hmm.
then from that friendship, like it has grown and blossomed. Um, obviously there was a point in time when we weren't friends. I will admit that like I was a terrible friend to you. Until this day, it's one of the most heartbreaking things that I have done.
For the record, I don't agree. We've talked about this. I thought we've healed from this.
Am like I literally chose the church over a friend, and that's what it came down to it. Like I chose the church over her for
There
a
were other
brief.
factors though, Nicole. There were other factors of like distance and stuff like that. So
True.
I you are just so kind and empathetic. And so you feel like you were just so bad. I truly was like, nah, we're cool. No issue on my end.
I know. I remember when I called you that day, but I was like when you answered my phone call, I was like, I did not think she was ever because probably people under so like Alyssa had moved away for work and then she moved like out of to Tampa, which is Tampa is not that far from Orlando. It's like 2 hours. And we didn't talk for like two 2 years?
2 or 3 years, because I think
Two or
I
three
moved
years?
down in like 2019 and then we really reconnected 2021.
Yeah. So like there was a time where like it's a 3 year gap where like we didn't really speak. But she
Mhm.
was only 2 hours away, and I was the one who reached out and all that stuff, whatever. But she's so gracious and kind to forgive me, and so I will never, ever, ever take that for granted. Um, with that,
You're too sweet. You're too sweet.
listen, I will grovel. What was it? Was that one song? What's that song that y'all always sing? That British girl, with the feet.
Grease my feet.
Read my feet.
You're gonna grease your feet?
Your feet, not
Oh,
mine.
okay, now we're getting religious now, because you gonna wash my feet?
Oh,
Nah.
honey, I
Triggered.
got triggering. Don't but that's just how we met and how we became friends. Like, I feel like with this, like our objective and our goal and what we want for this podcast is just to be authentic, share our stories, and really just like talk about things that like I'm sure people can relate to who came from the church, who are now out and proud. Like, I feel like there are countless people who I've met, um, who've had similar situations, similar backgrounds, and even people who are still in the church now, who, they choose to still be there, which is their own choice. And I would never like condemn anybody for still wanting to be a part of the church, because like again, like I was in there so long because I was so longing for community and love when I didn't have that in my own family. And that's why I stayed so long. Um, and so I know that, and I'm hoping that like our stories and just us being stupid will just like impact somebody along the way. At least for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like what's so great about both of us is we have such different perspectives of church, right? Like, you know what it was like to be raised without it and then to have it. And so it was a harder transition for you to go and decide, like, okay, this isn't my community anymore, where I was raised in it. And so I was more or less like tired of it, tired of the constraints, the rules, like all of this, and then just like viewing myself in a certain way that I felt like it just wore me down so much that I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm ready to get out. And then there's also like within the church, like obviously me being in PK and then pastor's kid, for those of you who weren't raised in the church. Um, and then obviously there's the, if you can't tell, Nicole's black and I'm white. So there's a certain level of privilege that also comes with that, that we are able to view the church very different and also be treated very different in the church.
Mm,
So I feel like we're going to be able to bring different perspectives instead of just being like, we experienced the same things, we went through the same things, and we just connect on that. Where it's like we were in the same place, but we were in totally two different experiences the entire time. And
yeah.
I feel like a lot of people can connect to your story, maybe less to mine, but I think there's a certain level of privilege that people need to address and understand that you need to be humbled. And I got humbled
Mhm.
real quick.
I clung to my faith and I clung to that specific church because I literally had like I felt I had nowhere else to go, and I felt like no one else would love me or see that I have talent, and to be able to like use my talent, like the giftings that I have when it comes to like singing and acting. I didn't think that anywhere else that I would even have a close to getting that. And that's why I stayed for so long. And I will get into that because like, I feel it's a very, very important thing of like our journeys of like how and why we left the church. Because again, like ours is different. Like how you left was different than how I left. But I feel like they're so impactful and important to address and to talk about because people feel like people leave because their church hurt, and they put you in their little sermons, and they're like, see, so and so left because someone didn't allow them to be on stage. So they got church hurt. And you know what? God looks at the inside, not the outside. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe go on a tirade and using your life story as to why you left in a sermon. And I actually hate that
Hmm.
shit. And I'm sure that I have been used in sermons to this day by certain individuals because I
Which
know because
I hope not for their sake because you're absolutely thriving. So to use you as an example of like
right,
don't leave the church because you'll get a hot girlfriend, a great job. You'll be get your glow up. You'll do all of these things that are so amazing and it's kind of like, we're losing the plot here. I don't
right,
understand what your message is.
right. Listen, I had a credit score of 502 when I went to that church.
You know
Now,
what? Tithes and offering.
bruh,
It'll wreck your credit.
bruh, credit score of 502 could not barely pay anything. Had really had a pot to piss in. Okay, and look at me now. Credit
You
score
got a pot.
702. 702, bitch. And we're on
Hey,
the way
girl.
up. I
Good.
know. We're on the way up. Like people don't understand. They don't understand. Because again, like I should not be used as a sermon point because it would be uncomfortable for them to be used. But as we close out, I know I wanted us to end because literally we're launching this. Our first episode is literally going to be like a Valentine's Day weekend, and
Mhm.
I just want to highlight like our partners, like your wife, my girlfriend, because they are very very important people in our lives. Like I would not be where I am. I would not be who I'd be where I am today, obviously. But Kim adds value to my life, and without her, like there's a lot of things that like I probably like make me a better person. I'll say that. And so I love her. I know you love Olivia, but I want you to like just like share like a how you guys met briefly, and then like obviously like like what does she mean to you? What made her be the one per se
Girl, you're gonna get me crying.
on the
Cause
first pod?
I've been trying to write, like, think about our vows, and I just start bawling every time. It's so I'm gonna try and keep it together. But Olivia and I met 5 or 6 years ago. We met online on the regular dating app that everybody meets everybody nowadays. And both of us were not looking for anything. Okay. No commitment. I was just trying to start like dating women more so. And when I met her after our first date, it was just different than the other dates, the other women. She is so independent and has her own life and her own hobbies. Whereas, like, literally every other girl I dated was like, "Are you available tomorrow? Let's keep hanging out longer." And I was like, "This clinginess, I can't do." Whereas Olivia was like, "I'm not free for the rest of the weekend. I might be available next Friday. So if you're free, then we can do that. If not, we'll have to wait like another week." And I was eating it up. I was making myself available to her. Um, but I knew, well, I feel like my tia, which is aunt in Spanish, if you don't know, um, I feel like my tia knew before I did because once I like introduced Olivia to her, she was like, I could tell after the first date, the way that you talked about your date and about her, that you were going to end up dating her because it was so different the way you were just talking about her, just in general. And so to me, when I knew she was the one, was, and this sounds crazy, and I wish it was a different story. I was hanging out with another girl. We may or may not have been on the date. And I had zoned out on the date. And the girl was like, "Oh, what are you thinking about?" And I'm very quick to lie. So I was like, we were at her place, and I remember being like, "That thing on your wall, like, what is that? Art piece or whatever?" So that she would go on a tangent and I would have time to recover. But I realized in that moment, I was thinking about Olivia and how I wanted to be with her. And that I was like just filling time here with other people. And so after that, it was like explosive to me because I was like, well, now I need to know if she likes me back. I did not realize I was in so deep. And Olivia's not very well, she's expressive now, but back then she was not. So I didn't even know if she really liked me at all. I was just every chance was a chance that I got to see her again. I was just so lucky. But that's when I knew like it was something serious because I was used to going on dates and not thinking about other people and just being present on that date because that's what's respectful. But having her bleed into other areas of my life, I was like, I've got to I've got to see if this girl likes me back. If not, I have to cut things because I don't want to get heartbroken. But I got lucky. I don't know how. She said yes. She wanted to be my girlfriend. Um, what she means to me now, I mean, genuinely, the way that I've grown with her is different than anybody in my entire life because Nicole knows me from back then. I would never talk about my feelings. I would never talk about like if you said something that hurt my feelings, I wouldn't say it. We just keep it kicking. It's not that serious. Just we just got to keep moving on. Like it is what it is. I would never talk about like what's going on in my mind. And Olivia has really worked on building a safe space for me that I don't feel nervous or scared to tell her like, "Hey, I didn't like that," or "I didn't like what you said." And that is light years from who I was before, from hiding myself from myself, but also from other people. And so the growth that I've had with her, like I can't imagine my life without her. Truly. She has don't cry, girl. I'm telling you, I'm holding
I'm
it
not
together by a
gonna.
thread.
I'm. I'm not gonna cry. I
But
promise.
she really means the world to me. And it was to the point where I was like, we had to go to couples therapy for codependency. You know what I mean? Like you and that was partly of COVID, like and I was working from home and had just moved up here to Atlanta, but she is the kindest person behind Nicole um to me. And she really is just so she wants to address things. She wants to talk about things because she knows at the end of the day, I'm going to love her. And the fact that she does that to me in return is something I've never had before. And so
Uh,
I will fight to the death to keep her in my life and treat her as right as I possibly can. Okay, I held it together. Your turn.
oh my
Try not to cry.
gosh. I'm gonna try. I don't think I'm gonna succeed. We need to do a tally. I cry on this podcast. It's gonna be a lot. Um, so I also met Kim on a dating app that everyone uses. I remember our first date actually was pretty not bad, but it was dramatic because she was sh- she said she wasn't late, but it was a miscommunication. But I was waiting for over an hour and a half for her to get there, and so it was already up to a rough start of the date. But I still remember like clear as day her wearing this like beautiful like green dress and her hair was like blown out and I was just like, oh my goodness, she's gorgeous. And we had battles on our first date and like it was just like an instant connection and she was very shy, which like I'm like, I love that. So I can be very I mean obviously I could be shy but I'm also extroverted so it's nice to have somebody who's very like mellow and chill which Kim is that. But like I just remember like on the date like I was just like so enthralled with her, like, really wanted to, like, hear her like, her voice and get to know her and just, like, really just, like, covet that because, like, my previous relationship was a dumpster fire. Like, it was bad.
We're not gonna talk about that right
We're
now.
we're not talking about right now. But, but after the first day, like, I was hooked. Like, hook, line, and sinker. Because like it was just like a genuine connection between two people and it was just so authentic and it was real and like she was just like I feel like she was like seeing into my soul which is like a weird thing to say but like it was kind of just like this is so intentional with like how like we spoke and how we spoke to each other, and like we were just like from that day forward we have been like inseparable. And I remember I was so hesitant to like fully commit to dating her because again, like it was probably like my last relationship was so traumatically how it ended that I didn't want to rush into anything. So I didn't want to be like the stereotypical like lesbians were like, you're U-Haul in the first 2 months. Like I was like, I'm not doing that. Like I really want to like get to know her for who she is. And but like I was just like I don't like morphine addiction. Like I was like I want to be around her all the time. Because made me like she's so funny. Like made me laugh like funnier than I am. Like I do hee hee ha ha on the side for fun. Like she's just genuinely just funny. And I remember it was I'm at my mom's house and we were laying there, whatever. I was like, I really want to actually be my girlfriend, but I was like, I don't know if it's too soon. But I was like, Nicole, like, life is so precious. It is short, and I feel like I did not like if I didn't like not commit to her, I feel like I would have lost her. And I'm so happy that I did that because like she is single handedly the most important person in my life. Like she encouraged me to go back to school. Like, I'm getting a degree because of her, like, it's pushing me to do it. Like, she makes me a better person, just like in a lot of things that how I think and what I say. Like, I don't think that obviously who I am is independent of how my path has gone, but like, I feel like you can always be better every day, and she does that for me. And I really cannot envision my life without her because of her kindness, like how she walks up with grace, how like when she goes into a room, she's able to examine and just like dissect in people in the room. And I'm just like, I can't do that. Like I know that I think I'm self aware, but when it comes to her, like she's a whole new level. Like she has taught me more about my blackness, which sounds funny saying this, but like how I grew up, whatever, like I listened to the Partridge Family. Again, my mother was white, so like black culture isn't something that I wasn't really ingrained in me in the sense of like like it wasn't really taught a lot of things, and she has allowed me to do that and has done it with grace and patience. And I feel like not a lot of people would do that. And right,
You got it. You got it. You got it.
I just can't see my life without her. I love her so much. We've built a beautiful life together, and like, I don't know, hopefully, you know, I I do see forever with her, and I hope that comes soon. But yeah.
That's so beautiful. I did
I
almost
know.
cry. I'm not gonna front.
I was like,
I almost didn't keep it together.
ugh. It's like when you just talk about people that you love, like it's just like, especially like where you've gone through. Like I didn't think that I would find love. To be completely honest with you, I didn't think that I was worthy of love, which sounds like it was just a crazy statement of like, what, Nicole? Like, but I love them, and tonight we're going on our Valentine's Day. Yes, because
Where are you
I work
going?
taking her to Kappa, which is like this like bougie ass restaurant in Disney. Like
Oh,
right
okay.
next to Epcot. So hopefully like their fireworks are like at dinner. So I'm really excited about that. It's like I work on Valentine's Day, and it's just so hard to
Mm.
get off of work and stuff. And like you don't have to do Valentine's Day like on the day. Like like I feel like you making an
Yeah,
effort and like making plans is so important. So we're doing that today, so I'm very excited about that to get dressed up and get fancy and whatnot. So
that's so cute. We're
I
broke,
know.
so I'm making dinner. We're going to the Dollar Tree, get each other
But
gifts.
I'm crying. The thing is, you're broke because you're planning a wedding, okay? Like that's
Yeah.
totally okay. Like,
Hmm.
hello, like budget hour. So don't. This girl's like I'm broke. I mean, yes,
No,
but
I'm in the
that's
red, girl.
but I'm dead. But that's so cute though. Like I love like meaningful. Like let's just go to Dollar Tree and like get everybody. That's just a cute thing. Like you don't have to do grand things to like show that you love and appreciate somebody. And you don't need Valentine's Day to do it either. It's just a day where
Hmm.
it's like excuse to do it. But I feel like we both like are romantics at heart and we do that for our partners all the time. So it's so cute.
Yeah, and we've
Love it.
had more expensive Valentine's Days. I've done good on Valentine's Day. This is just the first year we're like, let's save money. And in her defense, she is making me banana pudding, which I've been craving. So
Ooh.
we are going to have a good night.
Ooh. Oh, she said a
Sorry.
good. But thank you for joining for our first episode. Woo, and we did it. We're so excited. Thank you for coming for our journey. Again, like we're just so excited for this moment. And again, our goal is not to be famous. Our goal isn't to be this X, Y, and Z. We're just here to have fun, talk about our lives, and just crack it up. So I hope you enjoy us next time on our podcast. This has been Nicole.
This has been Alyssa.